Alright, welcome. Today we're playing Death Shadow in Grixis colors. Everyone rejoice, Lurus got banned, but Grixis Shadow is still not dead. There are a lot of versions of Death Shadow plus Murktide Regent running around on Twitter, on MTG Top 8. Most of these versions are either blue-black or are playing Grixis, but with 16 creatures, including Ragavan. I think that's just too many creatures. I started out this deck with Ragavan, and Ragavan does not belong on this deck. I replaced them with Brainwave Channeler, and the deck runs much more smoother. You're playing 4 Mishra's Bauble and 4 Street Wraith, which pretty much means you're playing 52 cards. Only 16 lands because of that, and no basics. We want to deal as much damage as possible to grow the shadows much bigger. And for that, we're not playing any basics. Maybe you could play one. Maybe you could play one in a sideboard, but in the current version, I'm not playing any. For Consider, you could play Thoughtseize, but playing out with the stack is pretty bad. Like, it's just a game now, you don't have that much card advantage. So you're playing Consider over Thoughtseize. It doesn't mill that much, but at least you can control what cards to draw or not. Then we have our spell interaction package. For Thoughtseize, only one Inquisition. If you have room in the stack, you could play a second or even cut this one, but you have to play 4 Thoughtseize to grow Death Shadow. Then we're playing 3 Stubborn Nihil. Stubborn Nihil is good on turn 1 and 2. You can just counter something like Brandon 6. You don't have to have Ferocious active. And later in the game, you have Ferocious pretty much every time active if you have a threat on board, be it Murktide Regent or Death Shadow. The one thing is that Stubborn Nihil can't counter Solitude. Like, that's the only negative of this card. But besides that, it's pretty good. Our card advantage package, maybe I'll get to it a bit later. Let's talk about the removal package. Playing 2 Fatal Push, 2 Unholy Heat. I think those are the best removal spells in the format right now. We're just splitting it. Sometimes you want Unholy Heat against Planeswalkers, sometimes you want Fatal Push against Tarmogoyfs or opposing Death Shadows. And then we have 1 Dismember to grow the Death Shadow even bigger. Sometimes it's a combat trick, and Lightning Bolt, also a removal spell, could be sometimes a combat trick, Lightning Bolting ourselves while we have 2 Death Shadows out. But this package could change as like this package. The only thing that doesn't change, in my opinion, are these cantrips and at least these threats. Then let's come to the threats. We're starting out with, for Brainwave Channeler, those Fuel or Murktide Regents, and also give us a card selection, which with only 16 lands, card selection becomes card advantage. You don't flat out that much, you hit the spells you want to hit. So I think it's pretty good. And also a 3/3 flyer is much better than a 2/1 monkey, because as you can see, you have only 6 removal spells on the deck, and the Ragavan forces you to remove every creature the opponent has for it to be relevant. You don't have to remove anything with Brainwave Channeler. You can just fly over stuff and then raise the opponent if you have to. The main threats of the deck, I wouldn't call this deck even a shadow deck. It's like equally Murktide Regent and Death Shadow. I'm playing for Death Shadow, for Murktide Regent. Like, the most important cards don't need that much explanation. Before it was printed, Combat Angler was played, but having Murktide and Brainwave Channeler as flying blockers also means you don't have to really play Emo Battle Rage, which is in sideboard, which we will come to later. You don't have to have like 2 cards to one-shot the opponent. If you chip damage over a couple turns, you can just kill the opponent naturally. Then our card advantage, we have for Expressive Iteration. It's like one of the reasons to be blue-red. It's really good in Standard, it's really good in Historic, and it's really good in Modern and also Legacy. In the worst case, it's a Sorcery Speed, Anticipate. A lot of the times it's just 2 mana Divination with even card selection. Then we have 1 Kolaghan's Command and 1 Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage also, they put in this pile. Most of the time it gets back a removal spell, and if the opponent doesn't have that much to remove, you can just get Consider, maybe Thoughtseize. Stubborn Nihil is a bit harder to get, like 3 mana. Having 3 mana up is a bit much, but it's possible. And we have 1 Kolaghan's Command to get Death Shadow, or even Snapcaster Mage. It's pretty hard to Snapcaster Kolaghan's Command in this deck because you need all your mana producing lands into Steam Vents to Watery Grave and Blood Crypt. So I wouldn't count on that, but having the option to Snapcaster, remove something, Kolaghan's Command, Snapcaster, and then remove something else or play Consider is pretty good. And I like having the option. Alright, that's the main deck, the sideboard. We are playing a lot of 1-off and 2-offs, so let's start out on the top. Aether Gust, mostly against decks. Dressdown against Sanctifiers and also Titan. Hurkyl Recall against Affinity decks and Hammer Time. Mystical Dispute against opposing Murktide Regents and 3-mana Teferi. Come to these in a bit later. Teemo Battle Rage, most of the time him against stuff like Necromover, against like Sanctifier, against Ornithopter, stuff like that, or even Pyromancer tokens. One Alpine Moon against Tron, against Saga, Terminate also against Murktide Regent mainly, and their Shadow at Tamagotchs. This command is also here, and it's like in this pile and in this pile. Against Hammer Time, it's pretty good against Affinity decks, which are popping up with Neon Dynasty. Also, it's card advantage. Then we're playing one Ancient Explosives for the Construct tokens, one Void Mirror against Sean and Cascade decks, one Torpor Orb, which is really good against Solitude, which is like one of the only cards with rest on for Solitude. Nihil Spellbomb, Graveyard Tate against Dredge, Living End, and so on. Or sideboard these three cards. Those are our plan against the Solitude control decks. Liliana also wasn't that much played because of Lurrus. It's a 3-drop, but without Lurrus you can play it, and I think this Liliana is much better in the format than the 3-mana Liliana of the Veil going forward, so I'll play 2, buying back Death Shadow, killing creatures while threatening the ultimate, which doesn't go over the graveyard and has a different angle, like playing 2 currently. Then we have 1 Tourach. It's a pretty late game card, like you need all your black producing lands, 2 Watery Grave and 1 Blood Crypt. Could be cut. If you play a Swamp in your deck, you could maybe play 1 or 2. I'll just try out 1, maybe it will get cut. Maybe it will stay. Alright, I'm really excited to play this deck. Let's play some matches. Alright, we're in the play. And I think we'll keep this hand. Bit awkward what to start with. Guess we will get blue-black. Inquisition on turn 1. And then go from there. Time away for the Inquisition. Let's get the Inquisition. Stomping Ground, tapped. Right. I think this will get Steam Vents so we can. Season Pyromancer is good. Let's take that. These 4 in hand and pass a turn. Goif. Kind of want to get nah. Let's still get Steam Vents. Put that. Nah, take it. Punished. We don't have to shock. Let's play the Scalding Tarn. Liliana. Sure. Discards a card. I kind of want to discard the blue. So what's the play here? Little push. Yeah, just pass turn. Do they have a Nurturing Peatland in hand? If I'm not mistaken, yeah. I mean, Peatland is kind of a random draw. I'll discard the Fatal Push. They discarded Bloodstained Mire. And now we will targeting the Consider. Okay, command. No. We could attack. Deal 2 damage, make them. Nah, that's stupid. I want to Snapcaster back. Alright. Each player discards a card. They didn't minus. Interesting. Yeah, let's discard the Dismember. They discarded Inquisition. Jeez. Why? And pass the turn. I hope they kill the Snapcaster. Yeah. In that case, let's say okay. Then we will make them this card. Yeah. Get Snapcaster back and make them this card. They drew another Lily. I think I'll ditch the Dash Shadow. Now we can Unholy Heat. Let's play the RC and pass the turn. That's active right now, right? Yeah. That's fine. We'll go down to 4. No, to 3. So that's your bolt. Or bolt. Or Blood Elf, I guess. That's a bit too risky. Ren and 6. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. They didn't crack it. Let's Snapcaster and Unholy Heat, I guess. Yeah. Keep the Murktide Regent on top. Attack for 5. And try to keep Delirium. Alright, so not too black. We want one sorcery in the graveyard, so let's take one Thoughtseize. Let's keep the one Fatal Push. Right. And then we can eat a land. Yep, I didn't mess up. Great. Blood Elf. These don't have a bolt. Good. We're dead the bolt anyway, right? Okay, nice. Great. Nice game. Nice game. Against Shunt, we want the lilies. The K command was good. I guess another Spellbomb. Let's bring in the Terminate. Does Dress Down? Yeah, Dress Down is good. Dress Down is good against Seasoned Pyro and Tunnel Wives. Maybe the Aether Gust, but yeah, don't really know. Cards we want to cut. Let's cut 2 Thoughtseize, Inquisition, 1 Stubborn Nihil, and Street Wraith. And either Murktide Regent or Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster was pretty good the last game. Maybe consider with Planeswalker and maybe a Mishra's Bauble though. Let's cut a Murktide Regent and see how it goes. It's a no-land now, we have to take a mulligan. Alright, let's keep this hand. It's pretty poor though. Guess Expressive or Snapcaster Mage. Alright, that's a wrong one. Bauble ourselves. Steam Vents, we don't want that. We have our removals black and red, right? I think we will get the Blood Crypt. So yes. Cycle. Please don't have a Ren 6. Which is fine. They hit the Polluted Delta, which we really wanted. Let's look at the top card first. 5. What the hell? Hidetsugu consumes all here. They will draw a Goyf. It's a turn. They found a consider. Yeah, Ragavan, as long as Ragavan hits against us, it's pretty good. That's a pretty big Goyf. I'll play Dash Shadow. And pass the turn. So we know about only the enchantment. Can't really attack with any of these. I think they should have played the Hidetsugu before combat. I think I'll like cast it. Yeah. Alright. This will make the Tarmogoyf so small though. No cards in hand. Let's get tapped Watery Grave. No need to shock. Right. Murktide Regent was a pretty good draw. Let's grow it as big as possible. Doesn't really matter because Hidetsugu will exile everything anyway. Alright, and pass the turn. Exile all graveyards. Good text. And I realized they The Grave is unplayable after this second chapter resolves. Nice. Alright, we're in play, and we have an awkward hand. Yeah, with the steam vents, it's pretty awkward. Let's take a mulligan. Right, we can keep this one, bottom the Watery Grave. And I think we'll consider first turn, but we'll cycle first and then we'll see. Alright. Fatal push, yeah, we can Watery Grave and just pass. Alright, they just play the Misty Rainforest and pass the turn. Scalding Tarn. I think I'll put it into graveyard. Unholy Heat. Let's play the DRC and that's the turn. They could be on without. See, okay, Hallowed Fountain. Maybe blue-white control. But they don't have Kahira. Maybe something like Spirit? I think it's something like Spirit. I think I will push this to activate the DRC, and I think I'll put the Scalding Tarn now on top. It doesn't. We need a sorcery. Yeah, we need a sorcery. Right. Let's get Steam Vents here. Play the Shadow and just attack for 1. Supreme Phantom. So now we will bolt that up on a Nihil to the graveyard. Fetch land, yeah, let's fetch hard. Let's get Steam Vents. I hope we don't draw any more lands. That would be something. Maybe, yeah, maybe Stubborn and I would have been good if they just Coco us. Didn't think about that, to be honest. Shacklegeist. Alright, in response to the first one, or in response to the second one, we will Unholy Heat the first one. Right, they just scooped. Bit preemptive, to be honest. Let's bring in Liliana, TBR, Dress Down, Terminate, Mystical Dispute. Do I want the E? Probably not. Maybe the K command for the vial, right? Maybe E could be good. Let's see. So we want to cut on Street Wraith, we want to cut on Stubborn Denial, we want to cut on Inquisition. Then we want to cut, I think, on one Consider and a Thoughtseize. Something like that. Looks good. They could be on Rest in Peace though. We have to bring in E for the protection from black and red guy. For Sanctifier. I think it's fine like this, right? Our hand looks fine, right? Keep. Aether Vial. Right. So let's bauble ourselves. We will get demons with this one. I don't think we want EE right now. If they have the protection guy, they have it. What can I do? Rising Canopy. We have it. Yeah, sure. Okay. Now we need a dress down. Pass turn. Mausoleum Wanderer. I think I'll just kill it right now. Yeah, let's counter that also. Watery Grave. They could be scared of Ragavan, since they don't know if we're playing it or not. Also, we are a shadow deck, obviously. Alright, they're attacking us for 2. We'll take it. So now the question is, what's the play? I think I'll K-command this in their upkeep. Alright, we will make them discard, destroy this one. We want another blue-black, I think. Yeah. They discard, destroy this one. Maybe we should have done it in the end step. In our end step, so now they can spell quarter this. Rattle chains, yeah. They have 2 rattle chains. Yeah, would have been better. Would have been better. But now at least we can Lily kill the rattle chains. That's also pretty good. Kill this one. If they kill the Lily, it's fine, right? Yeah. Let's go down to 6. Get the Blood Crypt now. I think Blood Crypt is a good 3rd or 4th land. Or 4th land. Okay, command. I'll play the Murktide. Like this. Yeah. And then, if nothing happens, we will dress down in their end step. I'll block. That was a weird attack. Oh. That was a weird attack. Okay. So they could have Spell Queller. In response, we can dress down. The thing is, what land do we want to keep up? I think the Blood Crypt. Like after everything. Okay. Just resolves. No attacks from me. Last turn. Sure. Any attacks? No. Do I want to keep up K command plus dress down? Yeah, I don't want to. Do we attack with both? I think we do. Do we? Nah, let's just attack with one. They're just taking it. Alright. Let's play a dress down. And then step. Alright. Right. Let's block this one. All right. And then they discard, we kill Rattle Chains, I think. Dress down prevents them from casting a Rattle Chains to protect. All right. We attack with both. I think we do. We attack with both. No, let's attack with. Let's just attack with one. I'm scared. Alright, nice. Got there. Got there against Spirits, against turn 2 Sanctifier. Alright, welcome to the conclusion. As you can see, this is not the list that we played. Well, that's my updated list. I played 2 more leagues with this deck. I'm currently 10-2 with it. I think this deck is the real deal. Like, I would play this deck the next paper tournament that I'm going to play. The main changes are not in the main deck. The main deck is pretty much the same. But we have cut some of the wonky one-offs in the sideboard and play like 2 of the good cards. The one important thing is we're playing a basic in the sideboard and in one swamp. Because it's not because I want to play a basic, but it was the reason for the second Tourach. Like, I wanted to play 2 Tourach. I think because I cut the Torpor Orb, I wanted more cards against the Salty deck, so I decided to play the second Tourach, and you really need the swamp. Sometimes, even with Liliana of the Last Hope, like that's a 3-drop. Tourach is a 4-drop, basically. K-Command is a 3-drop. It's like a lot of mana. So we added a swamp to the sideboard. The K-Command stayed the same, the second Tourach. We're playing a drawn log, which is an all-around catching answer. We have here 8 answers for spells, basically, right? And only 6 removal spells. So I wanted to add 1 more removal spell just to even out the odds. Drawing one or the other. Risk Dispute is mainly for Murktide Regent because I'm pretty scared of Murktide Regent in this deck. And we're playing 1 more Dress Down against Spritz deck. As you saw, it was pretty good. Like, it potentially handled the Sanctifier. The opponent didn't misplay. But I really like having 2. If I can find it, maybe I'll even play 3. Maybe in the main deck I can cut something to play 3. But currently I like this 75. Yeah, what I think about this deck, I think this deck has big potential. I think it will be a big player. I will definitely play it more. Less online, but more on paper, just to have a feel for the deck. And change it up as I go. And I will definitely recommend this deck in some form going forward in the big tournament or just for leagues. Alright, that's it from me for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.